All right, here we go. All right, here's the scar from when I was born. Unbeknownst to my mother and father, they didn't know, but when I was born, February 1976, my mother had breast cancer. She was given radiation and didn't know about it. Neither did my father, but they were being attacked. And my mother was given breast cancer while she was pregnant with me. This is in Wisconsin, and when I was born in 76, this came out.
My kids can't hide anything from me. I'm home. Especially when they've been using toilet paper that doesn't hold up.
New Charmin Ultra Strong has a diamond-like texture that's more durable and it cleans better, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Icy hot. Ice works fast.
Okay, I get that all the time. People driving by with their nice cars showing off to me because I've never had a nice car. Anyway, it's no problem. Here's the breast cancer scar from when I was born that nobody wants to talk about, right? Nobody wants to talk about this. It's hush hush under a shroud of secrecy. But I'm going to blow that secrecy apart, man. Here it is. Oh, they're making the video blurry with the root certificate authorities. But you can't take away the scar, though. You can't take it away. It's for real. Hopefully one day I'll get it in court to the hospital that should have known that there was something wrong with this scar on my chest.
And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute pre-diabetes risk test. Do I have pre-diabetes?
You see how there's another one right there.
You're watching NBC for New York. Straight out of science fiction. The Wild West, where this book stands on the ground, and the villain from many a western.
All right, that was the Wisconsin scar for me being born in Wisconsin to a mother that had breast cancer, and she didn't know it. They didn't diagnose her with the breast cancer, I believe, until I was 2 years old. And then when I was 3 years old, they had to perform a procedure on her to get rid of the breast cancer. And then the whole thing was done by antennas, like the brown antenna that you just saw. That's what delivered the breast cancer to my mother. It was either that or a satellite, because the Masons did not want my mother to have me as a baby. Anyway, so we went from Wisconsin to Florida, right? When I went to Florida, I got some scars from they roboted me to cut on myself.
And while fires are devastating to many species, some depend on it. This land that was scorched by fire a year ago is for revival.
There you see the scars from Florida where I got roboted with antennas and satellites that caught on myself when I was 15 years old. Then I went to California, homeless with nothing, knocking doors, selling magazines, man. Florida, Texas, Arizona, and California. They had me knocking doors and selling magazines because allegedly my mother passed away from the breast cancer again May 4th, 2008. I don't know, she might still be alive though. It's possible. But either way it goes, she got hit with the radiation again and it killed her with breast cancer. They murdered my grandfather before that. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Byron Elaine, he got killed with brain cancer. They radiated him with brain cancer while I was in a place for dancing and lip singing to a George Michael song called Faith, and my grandpa was recording me. We were just trying to have some fun. I was 12 years old. We weren't doing anything wrong. We were just chilling as a family, just trying to have a good time, you know? Whatever. Anyway, somebody saw that and decided to radiate his brain and give him brain cancer death, and then put me in prison for 3 years for lip singing and dancing to a George Michael song called Faith. Anyway, I got beat up handcuffed at North Florida Reception Center for screaming and yelling in my cell because they hadn't showered us for 3 days. And I was a little upset about that, so I started screaming behind the bar. And I stopped, but they handcuffed me up, and then they, like 5 or 6 correctional officers, like, beat me up pretty bad while I was handcuffed at North Florida Reception Center. Sergeant Harris and them. The FBI and said that they investigated it and changed it, which all they ever do is go in and try to clean up the mess. But anyway, after I lost my grandfather while I was in prison, they murdered my uncle Kevin, Kevin Elaine. Yeah, they ran him over while he was on his motorcycle in Orlando. And then they murdered my mother. Those are my grandpa, Byron Elaine, then my uncle Kevin Elaine, then my mother Sandy Elaine. And then I went from Florida, Texas, Arizona to California, knocking doors, selling magazines, trying to find a way for myself, rapping the whole entire time along the way in every state. Finally made it to California. And that's when I started getting roboted to get cut on myself and get these scars right on the bus. That's the California scar where they tried to get me to cut my vein open the long way instead of the other way. Then they hit me with they hit Jason Ferris and me. They roboted Jason Ferris and me, Lieutenant Jason Ferris of the Laguna Beach Police Department. They roboted him to give me a loitering ticket, like the song says, niggas in Paris, niggas want to find me. That's because they roboted Jason Ferris to give me a bullshit loitering ticket, but they made both him and I pretty happy about it. It was crazy, dude. He's like, "Hi, Brand, I'm just writing you a ticket. It's going to help you get in the shelter quicker. Don't worry, I do it all the time." I'm like, "Hey, great, man. All right, no problem, dude. Thanks a lot, man." Like, we were both happy about this situation because we were both being roboted and didn't know. Anyway. Whoa, man. Then I had to have the Department of Justice have me remove a fake loitering warrant that got put out because they wanted to do something. I don't know who did that. But anyway, went from California back to Florida, Florida to New York. And then when I got to New York, they roboted me to cut on myself and get these scars right here.
When you feel the signs, it's time to try alone.
Whoa.
To see everyone you love in one place. In these moments, you're struck.
Hold on, here's a good one.
Not only with gratitude, but a powerful instinct to protect them. This is your kingdom. Protect it fiercely.
Yeah, and they wrongfully took out my gallbladder in Florida. They took out my appendix in California. Dr. Arash Madavi said, "There's nothing wrong with your appendix, Brant. I'm sorry, they made me do it." So Dr. Arash Madavi from St. Jude Hospital apologized to me for falsely removing my appendix and told me that somebody made him do it. And now I got these fat deposits under my skin called lipomas all over my body. Like that when I just showed you right in the center of the screen, man. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna get rid of this stuff. But anyway, there's some more scars right there. Let's see if I can.
In the Mediterranean region, the trees have been cultivated for millennia with an average lifespan of 500 years. The trunks warp as they grow, creating plenty of...
It's kind of hard to see, but they made me inside on the streets in Manhattan. They made me break bottles open and cut my flesh all up. Then I would go to NYU and they would sew it up, patch it up and all that stuff. Here's the one on my stomach. This one's horrible. They roboted me in this apartment to eat razor blades 4 separate times. Sorry if my voice sounds a little excited. This is very stressful to me. I'm sorry. I haven't seen any relief or anything fixed from this stuff. I wrote on the walls in my apartment all the laws being broken in here and the horrible things being done to me because it's the only thing that saved my life.
Little owls typically perch until ready to swoop down on their prey. Luckily, she's not working alone. At first, the male owl brings in food to the brood, which the female then doles out. But as the chicks grow and demand more, it takes 2 to get the job done. Like a tag team, mom and dad fight all day and at night. From dusk to dawn, it's a race to fatten the little owl chicks with insects, earthworms, and small mammals.
So I took care of the apartment. I did a very good job of making it look good and feel good, but they had a pre-plan the whole entire time to destroy me for trying to become successful like they have the whole entire time. My whole entire life for 49 straight years. I get the shit beat out of me and they fucking try to kill me just for trying to find success. Sorry for cursing, but I'm devastated making this video right now. Alright.
Be sure to join us next time to meet more intriguing species.
From the time I was 15 years old all the way to 36 years old, I've worked more jobs than anybody in the history of the United States of America. And that's hourly jobs where I paid FICA taxes, FICA taxes, and Medicaid taxes. And it was devastating every paycheck, working 40 hours at grocery stores, 40 straight hours, breaking myself, working. And then at the end of the week, you see, you're supposed to leave with a $300 check, but $100 just got taken out. So now I only have $200. And I only got 2 refund checks out of the, 21 years that I worked paying taxes. Yeah, off and on, different jobs from Florida, California, Florida all the way to California, man. From 15 years old, I started working at Burger King, and then at 36 years old, 15 years old, I worked at Burger King in Altamont Springs, Florida on 434, State Road 434, 15 years old. But they roboted me with ADHD, so I couldn't hold down a job. That's how I ended up working more jobs than anybody in history, because they roboted me with ADHD with the antennas and the satellites because they wanted to block me from finding success and make sure that I never became successful, because they gave my mother breast cancer while she was pregnant with me, see? Great. Then at 36 years old and everything in between, I worked from 15 to 36. The last hourly job I worked was in California on Pacific Coast Highway in Laguna Beach at Ralph's grocery store. I got hired on to that job while homeless. I was totally homeless, and I got myself up out and went out anyway and got a job at Ralph's grocery store in Laguna Beach on Pacific Coast Highway. I was there for a couple of days, and then they sent some criminals into the store to steal my identification from the grocery store, the second floor, manager's office on the second floor in the store. They stole my identification, and then I ended up getting fired because I didn't have enough identification to prove that I was a citizen in the United States of America. Unbelievable, right? But it's true. It's totally true. I want to thank the Department of Justice and the Laguna Beach Police Department for helping me get rid of the bullshit loitering warrant. Please believe me, I stand with you guys. Even though some mistakes were made, I promise you I will always be loyal to you guys anyway. And we'll fix this. We'll get it done the right way, I promise you. You can count on me.